Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have my first ever anti-haul video for you. If you join Project Zero and you are in that Facebook group, which if you haven't, join it. It's my 30-day no spend challenge on our wants, learning to appreciate what we have. We're doing like daily challenges. It's so fun and it's totally free. I will have it linked below for you. But if you're in that group, I asked you guys if you wanted to see an anti-haul video. I also mentioned it in one of my recent videos and you guys said yes. My kind of issue with some anti-haul videos that I've seen is that I feel like they can tend to be like mean towards brands and like bashing brands, and I don't want to do that. So that's not what this anti-haul is going to be like. I am in love with Kimberly Clark, who started this anti-haul trend. She's amazing. I'm going to link her channel below. If you have not seen her channel, oh my gosh, her anti-hauls are epic. Every video she's done, I love. Like, I just adore her channel. Like, adore her, adore her, adore her. Like, I can't stop watching her. I'm obsessed with all of her content, and so I really like the way she does her anti-hauls, and so I'm kind of going to take note from that, and that's how I want to do them for you guys, talking about smart consumerism and just how marketing affects us, our purchase patterns and things like that. And so if you don't know what an anti-haul is, definitely go check out her first video. I will link Kimberly Clark's video below, but it is basically talking about the things that I'm not going to buy, an anti-haul, and for different reasons, which we'll go over in this video. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into it. The first thing that I am not going to buy is this beauty. The Chrissy Teigen Becca Cosmetics palette. I saw on Instagram somebody swatched like Chrissy Teigen's blush, a Becca blush, and Jaclyn Hill's blush, like all done with Becca, and they like Snapdragon and whatever, but all three of them look like the identical shade. But really why I'm not going to buy this is because I don't really like the look of the palette. I think that the colors are actually slightly too dark for my skin tone, and it just doesn't seem like a good match for me. I also I love the collabs and I love like supporting YouTubers and things, but I don't need another blush highlighting palette. I have got too many of them already, and you only need one, guys. You really only need one highlighter at a time. And I'm trying to live like my Abby minimalist life and not get an excess of stuff that I just don't need, and it's just not something that I need. I don't think the 4 shades are unique. I think they're kind of run-of-the-mill. I own shades like that. They're not Becca Chrissy Teigen, and I just don't feel the need to buy it. So don't need it, not gonna buy it. Although I will say I love Chrissy Teigen to death, and that would have been the only reason that I would have bought that palette, but it just isn't something that I need. I have stuff like it in my collection, and I don't need it all in one palette. So good for you, Chrissy. I'm excited for you, but I'm not gonna buy it. The next thing that I'm not gonna buy, this one might be a shocker for you guys, is anything from Model's Own Cosmetics at Ulta. If you guys haven't seen this, Model's Own is a brand that Ulta just started carrying. It is not a new brand, but I don't know if they reformulated everything or if they repackaged it or what. It's all new packaging. They have a bunch of new products, but I have put it in my cart. Like, I wanted to review that brand for you guys, and I keep putting it all in my cart and then deleting it all because I don't actually want it. I don't want to review it. I don't think I'll ever use it again. Like, none of their stuff really speaks to me. I actually watched Casey Holmes' video on her Model's Own review, and after seeing that, I still was like, I feel like I should do a review, but none of it looks really that good. It's not life-changing, and it's not that cheap. Their foundation's like 12 bucks, and that's drugstore prices, but like, and it is more affordable, but it's not like, if I wanted to pick one thing to do a full face, it'd still be like 100 bucks. And I just don't need it. I don't need that. And I don't think I'll ever use it again. And the weird thing that keeps sucking me in is the packaging, because it's like this really pretty like teal white ombre, but don't buy stuff for the packaging. And I'm like, I do that. And they keep having this like buy one get one 40% off at Ulta, like trying to suck us in with the sale, and I keep almost buying it because it's on sale. But that's something I don't want to do. Don't just buy it because it's on sale, because if you like really want it, like really want it, you'll buy it not on sale. Do you know what I mean? But when you buy something just because it's on sale, chances are you don't actually want it. So that's why I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy anything from Model's Own. Alright, the next thing that I am not going to buy is this beauty right here. Can't deny that the packaging is beautiful. I like Pat McGrath. I bought the lip kit that was done by Pat McGrath like months ago. I think it was like more towards the holidays last year. But I'm not going to buy this really for one main reason. I watched Tati's video, but even before Tati's video, I already knew that I wasn't going to be buying this. And it's because they sell these in packages, and I think there are 3 different colors, like a bronze, there's a blue, and a different one, a silver maybe or something like that. But everything in the whole kit is the same except for one eyeshadow. And Tati about lost her mind when she discovered this. I watched her review on it. But I just don't, and it's like, what is it, like $130 for this thing, for this kit, and you get 7 items, so it's a lot of items, and they're like, I think they're really good quality, and I don't want to knock the brand for that, because I think the brand is amazing, but just like, I don't understand why it's not sold separately. I think it's because it wants to be like luxury, and like, convince us that we need all of them. I just don't like that. I feel like the brand is trying to trick us a little bit into buying 3 different like color sets when one thing in each set of 7 items, I believe it's 7 items, is different. I just don't like that. I don't feel like that's like ethical. And I think it's crazy too that Tati didn't know that, bought both of them, and then she was furious, and her review was like, you know, she really liked the products, and I do, they're really pigmented and they look amazing, but just the fact that they have these 3 separate sets and you can't mix and match at all, you can't buy anything separately, I don't understand like why they would need to do that, why they would make everything in each set the exact same except for one eyeshadow. Like, it just seems like it's tricking us a little bit, and I just don't like that. So that is why I'm not buying that. It's also just outrageously expensive, and I know you get a lot of items, but for items that I can't mix and match, like maybe I would buy singles of certain things, like that blue pigment looks amazing, and I love that, and a couple of the other colors look so good, but I don't want to buy the whole kit, and I just don't like it when companies don't let you like buy things individually. Like, why? Why would you not let us pick what we want to buy? Why do we have to buy all of it? Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm not buying that. The next thing that I'm not buying is this beautiful $129 eyeshadow palette. This is the Natasha Denona, what's it called? Sunset eyeshadow palette. And it is $129, and that is why I'm not buying this. One, there's no need to spend $129 on an eyeshadow palette. If you guys remember the holidays last year, I bought the $99 Marc Jacobs palette and literally regretted it the minute that I saw it. I never used it. I've never freaking touched it. In fact, it's like in my drawer here. Right here. Literally, I've used it one time in that video, and that's it. I never use this again. I think the colors don't make any sense. I think they're kind of awful. They're not very pigmented. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I know Natasha Denona, everybody really likes her eyeshadows, and I'm sure the quality is amazing, but I have my Morphe, what is this? The 350 palette, and I think this is kind of similar. I also have the 35R maybe, it's the gold palette, and guys, these are so cheap and affordable, and I just never, ever in my life am I going to pay $129 for an eyeshadow palette. Does it have gold in it? I don't know. Like, what's in it? Like, what's in that formula that could make that worth it? Like, are they really that good? Like, I don't know. Like, I think my Morphe shadows are pretty darn good, and they blend really well, and I think my Juvia's Place eyeshadows are really freaking good, and they're really affordable, and I just think that's totally unnecessary. Like, you're paying for the Natasha Denona name. I think that it's too expensive, and I don't really get it. I don't get it. So I'm not going to be buying that. Don't need it. Don't buy it. It's too expensive. And I have a lot of those shades already in my collection. I know everybody is all into like the warm palettes, and I love those colors, but I definitely don't need to spend that much money on it. There's so many good options at an affordable price that it's not something that I need, so I'm not going to buy it. The next thing I'm not going to buy, and I feel like maybe I saw this in, I saw that Kathleen Lights bought this maybe, or somebody bought this, or Jaclyn Hillman, I honestly don't remember who it was, but I'm not going to buy this guy right here. The Marc Jacobs The Bronze bronzer brush, and this actually reminds me of Kimberly Clark's video because I was making my list and I ended up getting to one of her videos where she talks about how she's not buying the La Mer The Powder brush, and how she says any brush that has an article in front of it, like the powder brush, the bronze, like bronzer brush, like why? Like you shouldn't buy that brush. And it made me laugh so hard when she said it, and I thought it was so accurate too. Like, this is what, like a $50 brush, I think? I'm gonna look it up and see actually how expensive it is, because I don't I don't know, but I want to know now. I feel like it's like 49 bucks or something like that. No, it's $78. What? So with shipping and tax, you're gonna pay over 80 bucks for this brush. Are you kidding me right now? You will never find this girl spending that much money on brushes. I know brushes matter. Like, I know that you need, like, you know, certain types of brushes for different eye looks, and you want certain types for your face, but girl does not need an $80 brush. That's crazy. I would never buy that. I would never expect myself or anybody else to buy that. I think that's just outrageous. Like, what's in it? Unicorn hair? Is there unicorn hair in that brush? Is it like magical? Are they magical bristles? But that's completely just outrageous. I can't even deal with how expensive that is for a brush. I legitimately, until I saw this brush, because I hadn't heard of the La Mer brush, I didn't know there were brushes that were that expensive. Because you can go to Morphe, you can go to Crown, you can go to Coastal Scents, even like Sigma. They all make brushes that are so stinking affordable, that are so good. Like, you don't need an $80 brush. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. So I just think that's outrageously priced. I know you're paying for like Marc Jacobs, but it's weird to me that like, also like their foundations, right, that their Remarkable full cover foundation that a lot of people really like is $55, and that's something that you can like, that actually like does something to your face. Like, it's a product, right? But to put something on your face, they're charging like $25 more, $78 for a brush. Like, you're not even getting a product, you know, like something that's like makeup. You're getting something to apply your makeup that's $80. That's so crazy. So that's why I'm not buying it. Don't need it. Definitely don't need it. Not gonna buy it. Then I am not gonna buy this guy right here, the beautiful Violet Voss Rose Gold highlighter palette. You guys know I love Violet Voss. I have the Ride or Die palette. I think it's beautiful. I have some of their liquid lips, and I think that the brand is really, really awesome, and I love their products, but I'm not gonna buy this palette for the sheer fact that I think it's a little bit dark for me, one. But I also have a lot of comparable things in my collection at this point. There are so many highlighter palettes that are coming out, you guys. Like, everybody and their mother is coming out with a highlighter palette, and every new one, I feel like they're pressing on us, like buy, 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 right? But you don't need all these highlighter palettes. Like, I've got an outrageous amount of highlighter palettes, and then just separate highlighters that I bought, creams, powders, liquids, that I don't need it. This is something I don't need, and that's why I'm not buying it, plain and simple. Love the brand, but this is just something I don't need, so I'm not gonna buy it. Okay, then the next thing I'm not going to buy is anything from this collection right here, the Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean collection. I don't really get, when I heard they were coming out with this, I thought it was a throwback. Like, I thought they were re-releasing something that they used to do, because Pirates of the Caribbean, or if you say Caribbean, whatever, but I say Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean is so old. Isn't this its 5th movie? And so I'm confused about the release, about like all of these products, and I'm not into the big bulky packaging anymore. I really liked it years ago, like with Too Faced and different companies that would do like the cute big packaging, and now it's just inconvenient. You can't travel with it, and I travel a lot. It takes up a lot of space, and I don't like it, and I don't like depotting a bunch of stuff, and their shadows are really tiny, and I don't really understand even the color scheme in the palette. It kind of confuses me, and I don't need another blush palette. So, I don't know. Bulky packaging, I don't really get the collab, like making pirates cool again, like Pirates of the Caribbean, because I remember like 10 years ago when the first one came out, and that would have been cool if they did it then, but like to do it when the 5th one comes out is confusing to me. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that they do a good job with a lot of things, but this just isn't something that I see myself using at all, so I'm not going to be buying that. This is something that I already bought, but I'm anti-hauling it because I'm not going to use it, and I'm probably going to give it away. But I wish I hadn't purchased the Carly Bible Deluxe Edition palette. Now, I might get some heat for this. I'm going to put a picture of the colors inside on the screen for you guys. I might get some heat for this, like I said. I think a lot of people really like this palette, but I find the shadows to be insanely hard to work with, incredibly chalky, and not very pigmented. And I don't know if it is just my palette. I will say I saw Shane XO swatch this on her channel the other day, and watching her swatches, all I could think was, that's not the same palette that I have. So I don't know if there are just inconsistencies, or the finger swatches, she could have had her, you know, her camera settings a little bit differently, and she was showing finger swatches, which my finger swatches show better than these work on the eyes. On the eyes, they just don't have pigment. The kickback, when you tap it off your brush, there's nothing left. I showed this in a full face of first impressions that you guys are gonna see, and or may have already seen at this point, but I don't like it, and I hate that because I have the original one and I liked the original one. So I don't know if it's just my palette, I don't know if it's all of them, but how they apply on the eye, just, it didn't do a good job. You can go back and look at my full face of first impressions and kind of like see what I thought of it. And I ended up kind of liking the look at the very end, but the shadows were just so hard to work with, and a lot of the like bronzers, highlighters, I don't love. Like, these two are too dark for me, and these two are just like, this is so pink and this is so white. So the one I really like is just this one, and I don't know, I really had high hopes for this palette, but I'm not really a fan of the formula. So I love to support YouTubers, which is why I bought this, and like, nothing against Carly, nothing against BH Cosmetics with it. It just didn't work out for me. So you might still really like it, but unfortunately that is something that I'm just not a big fan of. The next thing that I am not going to be buying is anything from the Urban Decay Makeup Meltdown, or like Rehab Prep, or whatever they're calling it. I think Urban Decay is like just flooding the market with all these like prep sprays, after sprays. Now they have these Makeup Meltdown products. I have been using different kinds of like balms for my face to like help me take my makeup off. I just think they've gone really overboard with it, and it confuses me. If you go and look at the line, they have like a Makeup Meltdown spray, but then they have a stick, and they have, I don't know if they have like a cream too. They have like a lip oil, which is different, but they have like some sort of cream or oil or something. So it's like 3 separate products that do the same thing, and I've seen this a lot because they're sending the PR to a lot of YouTubers. I don't have it, I haven't tried it, but originally when I saw that they came out with the spray, that was the only thing I thought they had, and I was like, oh, that might be cool, like you could just spray it on your face. Well, the bottle says to spray it in your hand and put it on your face, not directly on your face. And when Tati reviewed it, she actually said, like, don't spray it on your face because you can get it in your hair and stuff, and so anyway, I was just kind of like, oh, well, that kind of takes the appeal of it away for me, because I wanted to just like spray it on my face and rub it in. So like spraying it on your hand, like I'd rather just use a balm. But besides that, when I saw that they had like 3 different versions of the same product, I was just like, why are you trying to trick us into thinking that we need like all 3 of these things when we really only need 1? And so I just don't like that. I don't know why you would need all 3. I don't know like why one would work for a different target audience and one would work for a different, you know what I mean? Like they all do the same thing, which is take your makeup off. And maybe it's only 2, but still, the stick, the oil stick or whatever, and the spray, I think the spray is supposed to be oil free, but Tati said it felt very oily. So maybe that's why, but I think it's really confusing. Like they have this entire line that's designed to like melt your makeup, and they have like 5 products in it when you only need 1. And I love my Clinique makeup eraser balm, and I love my pestle and mortar one as well, and I don't need another one, and I don't think that the products are unique. I think they're just packaged in a unique way, and they're trying to sell them that way at a higher price, but it's just not something that I need, and so I'm not gonna buy it. Okay, the next thing that I am not going to buy are any of these brushes. The IT Cosmetics Skincare Infused brushes. If you guys saw my, what was that video? It was, I was trying out, it was the IT Cosmetics, the new foundation, the Confidence in a Compact Foundation. It was like, it was called that something gone wrong, like first impressions gone wrong, and I did a first impressions video on it and had an instant allergic reaction, which was the fastest I've ever had an allergic reaction to anything. And I think because I did a patch test with both the skincare that I tried and the compact, and I didn't have a reaction, but the brush that I bought with it was one of their skincare infused ones, and like during the video, I'll link it below for you guys, you can hear me, I tell you, like, my skin feels really hot and the brush feels prickly. It really, like, I thought the brush, the skincare infused brush, felt like needles, like tiny little needles on my skin, and felt really harsh. Like, it feels soft when you touch it at first, but when you really use it to press stuff into your skin, it felt really harsh. It irritated my skin so badly, I like broke out. You can see at the end of the video, I like break out in a rash on my face. It's really crazy. It was an instant allergic reaction, and so I don't know what the deal is with the skincare infused brushes. I don't really understand the need for it. Like, why do we need a more expensive brush that has skincare in it when we already buy skincare for our skin anyway? So I don't know why we need that extra step. And I had a really bad reaction to it, and so I don't have the greatest opinions about that kind of product. I also just don't see the need for it. So I think that if you buy skincare and you take care of your skin, you don't need a skincare infused brush. Also, when you wash it, because you need to wash your brushes like weekly at least, if you use it every day and you wash it, does that skincare go away? So like you're paying $45 for a brush or something like that that like doesn't hold the skincare, or is it supposed to hold it forever? I think that's really confusing, and I also don't really understand how it works, but I definitely know my skin didn't like it and my wallet doesn't like it either. So I'm not going to be buying any of those. The last thing that I'm not going to be buying is this guy right here. This is the Kat Von D Alchemist Hollow Palette. I love the packaging. I think the packaging is gorgeous, and I'm a huge fan of Kat Von D. I love this brand. The main reason I'm not buying this holographic palette is 100% that I don't really understand the holographic trend. I know that you guys, some of you guys probably really love it, but it's not something that I would wear. Like, I think to transform eyeshadows, yes, but how I see myself using this would be more for like a highlight, and I think that's how a lot of people are using it, more for a highlight than to transform their eyeshadows, but I'm not really that into the holographic part of it. Plus, I think the shades look so similar. It's just like a slight difference in the duochrome with all four. I think it's like pink, green, blue, and purple or something like that, and they just have like slightly different undertones, but they all look really similar, and I won't use it. It's not something that I will use. I think for the people that really like the hollow trend, it could be really cool. I still think that all four shades are really small, and if you want to use it as a highlighter and not as an eyeshadow, that the pans are really small to like get a big brush in, but it's just not something I will use. I don't really understand the holographic trend. I know that you guys probably out there, some of you really, really like it, but just, it's not something I would wear. Like, I get it for fun, but I haven't bought anything holographic because I know that I won't really wear it. Like, I might wear it for a YouTube tutorial or something, but I wouldn't really wear it out, and so I don't want to buy something that I can only use, like, you know, on YouTube. So anyway, that is my first ever anti-haul, you guys. I'm gonna have another one coming for you because I made kind of a long list of stuff that I was anti-hauling, so I actually have a whole other list for you guys that I want to do, and you were really excited about this in the group if you joined Project Zero. If you haven't joined it, go join it. It's really fun. It's all about 30 days of no spending on things that we want, and instead focusing on appreciating what we have and cultivating a sense of happiness in our life with the things that we already have, and just kind of realizing what it is we truly want. Because I think that YouTube, that marketing, that all these companies kind of convince us to buy all these things that we think we need, that we think we want, when really we buy them and we don't use them, or we didn't really want them in the first place. And so being a smart consumer is really important, and it's why I want to do these videos. This is related to Project Zero. It's why I've been posting videos like this. We are going to be decluttering my makeup collection so soon, and I'm literally freaking out. I'm so excited. Like, I've got stacks of stuff back here that's waiting to be put in my IKEA drawers once I get everything organized and decluttered. So that'll be coming for you guys too, and lots of fun stuff, lots of fun content coming on the channel. I can't believe that I've uploaded, I think I looked at May, the first month of May, and in the first 9 days of May, I had uploaded 7 videos. So give this video a big thumbs up if you're liking all the content that I'm giving you and you're enjoying having videos so frequently. Make sure to join Project Zero. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.